Welcome back, everybody. We are back for another episode here of Survivor Reignited. It's been a couple of weeks. Life be lifing. Things been going on. I'm working. Michael's doing his thing. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. And yeah, so we're back. We didn't forget about you. We aren't going anywhere. Appreciate everybody that has. We've had several people who have either messaged us, commented, and just really getting the views here on the channel for Survivor Reignited. Our last episode had, triple digits, which was great. As we start the Amazon, which is I think one of the key seasons in yeah, like it's a big one. I think it really kind of starts off where everybody knows, hey, gameplay from the very get-go, even though there's a whole bunch of bullshit with all the I want to sleep with this girl, I want to sleep with that one, I want yeah. It's covered by a lot of nonsense. But as always, I'm your friendly neighborhood dad hat wearing, reality TV show loving, pro wrestling loving, fat ninja dad hat. You got my buddy Michael right next to me. We're in. This is what, season 5 now. Yeah. What are your thoughts so far? Because we've started to see this evolution. Season 1 was about, just surviving. Yet the game wasn't there till the end. What do you think as we're into this 5th season now, going from the very beginning?
Jeff Probst and these fucking producers know what the hell they're doing. It's entertaining as shit.
Mm-hmm. I'll see if I can find it. I saw it popped up on my TikTok. I'll see if I can find it again. And it was the former casting director for Survivor, and she was talking about what they were looking for and things like that. Before we,
I want to know what they were looking for in this season, because my God, these characters, especially on the men's side, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're doing, they definitely were with splitting it male and female. They wanted that sexual tension as part of the storyline. You wanted a group of mostly young guys, mostly young girls. The guys are going to gawk at the girl. The girls are going to, use their womanly charms and think that's what their main gameplay is going to be. I think that's what they wanted. That
the sexual tension plus the older gentleman's
inappropriateness.
And
yeah, George. But before we dive in, we're going to start on episode 4. If you haven't watched it already, I know Michael has not seen it yet, so I'm not going to spoil anything. But Australian Survivor versus the World just wrapped up. We have a winner. To me, it was kind of obvious the way that they edited it the entire season, but in my opinion, the wrong person won. Not that they are not a great game player, but yeah, I was a little disappointed with the ending. Great season, but I'm not. Maybe I can't say that I don't think that they deserve to win. They deserve to win. I just think with who else was in the end with them, one of the other two just did a little bit more and had to fight from underneath a little bit more. So to me, they worked just a little bit harder. But that's beside the point. Eventually, I swear, once we get through and caught up with this, we're going to figure out a way to watch Australian Survivor, because it's hard as hell to find in the U.S. I've tried so hard, looking everywhere without just killing my computer with viruses.
Yeah, let's not do that.
No. Maybe I'll just do it on my tablet, because this thing, it's like an iPad 2. It doesn't do nothing. It's literally a web browser. But anyway, we're jumping back into Survivor Season 5. We're in the Amazon. We're on episode 4. It's day 10. We've got Jabiru, the women's tribe. Everyone's asleep except for Joanna. She's, you've got Joanna and Jean. They're two of the older women on the tribe. Yeah. They, they're the worker bees, and we see this every season for the most part. In these earlier seasons, like where the older tribe members, they're the workhorses. They're the ones. You've got the younger team members who, whether they work or not, they're never seen as being like they're never doing quite enough. You know?
Yeah, they're always seen as lazy as hell.
Yeah. Um,
And then you add the aspect of like the younger girls talking about how they're being outcasted because of how pretty they are.
yeah. Or
And
you got like
it's
Shauna who talks
hilarious.
about who's complaining that the fire's out before she like the fire's out when she woke up, so she like then get up and work the fire. Like
Yeah.
yeah. Um but yeah, it's ridiculous. The younger women playing up the like there's pretty prejudice, you know. I think is
That
like the
shit's hilarious.
Heidi of course doesn't is one of the younger ones. She doesn't take it seriously. She says something in a confessional like, you know, it's a game for $1 million, not for life or death. Um,
It's a game for both.
yeah, I mean you have to live like, but
You don't
she's
live,
all
you don't get the money.
yeah. She says that she wants Jean and Joanna to do all the work. She's fine with them. At Tombaki though, you've got you know, you've got guys like Dave and Matt and Butch, and they're fishing. Um,
Matthew is an interesting character.
he gets more and more interesting as the season goes, right?
He's
He
finally
he
starting to bond with the tribe though in this
he
episode.
is.
He's
Well,
like, yeah.
his buddy's gone. The one he was
Yeah.
talking Mandarin with is gone. So uh, at Jabiru though, with the women's tribe, Joanna is getting under a lot of people's nerves. You know, she's very religious. She's vocalizing her
Yeah.
religious beliefs and her like, you know, quoting scripture, and you know it gets getting under the younger women's skin. Um,
Yeah.
it I don't know. What do you think? We've seen seasons like look at Marquesas, right? You had those like Sean and
Yeah.
Versepia who were celebrating and you know
Yeah.
praising God and
But
Jesus.
they didn't do this rubbing it in and like making people feel bad for not having their beliefs.
It felt here almost like they were being talked down to,
Yeah.
and
Joanna
like
was like, you don't believe what I believe,
you're
you're
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. Um.
And she was going super extreme with it with the whole idol. Like we talked in the last
Yeah.
episode with the idol situation. It was like, if you if you know that's part of the game
Yeah.
and that's an issue,
Shouldn't be
don't
here.
sign up for the game.
Shouldn't be here. The younger tribe, they rope in Dina into an alliance, which Dina, even though she's a little bit older, you know, she's all aboard because she's like, cool, it gives me numbers. It advances me in the game. Doesn't care.
Dina's
Doesn't
smart,
care. The age
but
thing doesn't matter. Like to me, I'm not going to be one of those like, oh, I'm only sticking with the older tribe members. Nope, this is going to advance me in the game. Let's go.
yeah, which much respect.
Dina's
Way to
probably one of the
Dina.
smartest people in this entire game,
Yes.
like for this season. Um, Matt over in Tamaki. He goes into this long, drawn out spiel about how he loves fishing and how his fishing skills are, you know,
Yeah.
top tier, and how that's how he feels like he's going to get. Like, I mean, it's a big thing. I will say this:
Yeah.
if you can provide food for your tribe, you're
It's worked
valuable.
very well.
You're valuable.
Yeah.
Like, but it doesn't mean that you're immune. Like that's the big thing. There's some people who's like, I catch fish, no one's going to touch me. Not true.
No.
Not true.
They will
Um,
keep you there for a few weeks until they learn how to take care of themselves.
yeah. We get to the reward challenge, and I didn't plan this, but the winning prize is a full functioning freezer stocked with Coca-Cola. We are not sponsored by Coca-Cola, although we will gladly shout them out anytime if they want to sponsor us. Coca-Cola,
Uh,
Coca-Cola Zero. That's all I drink.
Hold up. All right, you're in the Carolinas. You're
I'm in Pepsi company, Pepsi area.
yeah, and I love this.
I grew like now. My
And
God rest
I
God.
only know about that. Shout out to one of my favorite YouTube channels, Good Mythical Morning,
Yeah,
Red and Link from the Carolinas.
Pepsi is it's. I have a Pepsi distribution center 3 minutes from my house. Like, and my grandmother would probably, God rest her soul, she would probably
Kill
whoop my
you.
tail for being a Coke fan. Like,
Ah.
but freaking love Coke Zero. Like, Coke Zero is like my go-to drink now. Like, I used to only like, and I used to not drink sodas whatsoever. Like, I gave it up for a long time ago. But like, I'll drink a Coke Zero. Like, so these are
That's
the
cool.
these are the little mini ones. Like, they don't last long.
I clicked in my head. I was like, hey, he's in the Carolinas. Like,
Yeah, I don't mind Pepsi. To me, it's funny because my mother-in-law, like, we both argue. She's like, Coke's too sweet, and I'm like, to me, Pepsi is too sweet. Like, so,
I don't
but
drink either.
I mean, if I had to drink a Pepsi, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna drink a Pepsi. But I mean, for me, very off topic again. In the South, it's gonna be water, not as much as I should. Sweet tea,
Or
always sweet tea,
or or soda.
or Coke Zero,
Yeah.
or a Diet Dr Pepper. One of those two. All right, it's that. Um,
I'm a root beer fan.
I hate root beer.
I love root beer.
I hate
And
it.
since hanging out with Will, I've become more of a Dr. Pepper fan.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Dr Pepper's just like we're gonna release every combo flavor we can think of. So, um, anyway, what a prize, right? A functioning freezer.
And the Amazon is actually genius. I don't know how, but that is awesome.
I'm just like, you must have had a giant ass generator with an extension cord running way out of camp to keep that thing running.
Yeah.
Um, but of course, it's for product placement
Yeah,
and
genius.
sponsorship, right? They got to get that. But I mean, I love this prize. I think this is great. You're out there, you're drinking water mostly to stay hydrated, right? You're not eating much. This at least gives you some flavor of something.
Yeah.
And it's cold. You know it's hot out there. So like
See, I wouldn't even drink it. Just be cold. Just put it on the head and like
yeah.
warm down the body.
Yeah.
Fucking smart.
Yeah. Jenna's gonna sit out for Jabiru. Why didn't I write down on my notes what the damn
I legit was about to say the same exact thing.
Oh yeah. So the tribes, they're given flint and steel to make a fire big enough to burn through a rope, releasing a banner that spells out their name. Once the section's unraveled, the tribe moved to the next fire station. There are 4 flag sections to be lowered. The tribe first wins, like that lowers all their flags win. That's right. That's right. So yeah, again, being able to make fire. We are seeing this be you have to be able to do this. And that comes into a major game point later on in the show.
Yeah.
So they I'm like, where the hell? I scrolled through my notes. And
The
now,
women had a commanding lead for a while, and then they got stuck up. So the men did end up winning.
yeah, the men end up winning. They won the fridge or the freezer. You know, for the men are kind of getting back into a groove now. You know, for a while they were down. At Jabiru at the women's tribe, Dina, you know, she's talking about how everybody's feeling down. Talking about how Shauna is at her lowest point in the game. She's depressed. She's dehydrated. You know, she's constantly saying about how she's going to quit the game and wants to be voted out,
Yeah.
but she's not going to quit. Like, just vote her out. Um, but Dina talks about how Dina's very much like, look, you're in this alliance. Just because you want to quit, that affects us. So we're not going to let you, and we're not going to let you go
Yeah.
because then that's going to hurt us. Sorry. Like, she's very business oriented. Like, this is how it is. Like,
Very smart.
yeah.
I can't be mad at Dina for having that mindset.
Quote from Dina: "Shut up, drink your water like you're supposed to be. Quit acting like this is the worst day of your entire life. I don't want you to whine anymore. I want you to get off your butt and don't be a quitter. What do I do? Do I say, Shauna, you're right. I need to protect you and you should go home? Or do I say, hey, we're in it for us. We're not in it for somebody else that broke the alliance? Like, makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Shauna's not dying, so yeah, you keep on playing, girl.
She's over it. That's all it is. She's over it. And she's whining and complaining. And she's not
But
getting her way.
yeah, but she gets better once.
I don't. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. So we get to Tom McKee, the men's tribe. You know, they're all happy and excited about winning the Coca-Cola. Um,
But they realize that they need to not be as cocky.
yeah. The funny thing was them going through like what the nutritional facts were to the
Oh
Coke.
yeah, them reading them because they're bored.
They were like something to read. There, Rob Sesternino, you know, joked about how they have something to read when they go to the bathroom. Matthew goes on, we talked about in the last episode. He talks about talks in Mandarin, has lived overseas and everything.
Yeah.
So they're eating fish, and he's eating the eyeballs, and that's making him seem more like an outcast because it's just like Xi'an, right? Remember
Yeah,
Xi'an in Thailand, but they were eating the different parts of the fish. And to most Americans, like that's disgusting, and how dare like that stuff you just throw away, even though it's still nutritional value to it. I mean, I wouldn't eat it, but
yeah, I have. They're not bad.
I mean, why be wasteful? You're out there with nothing.
Facts.
Uh,
We get to the immunity challenge. Rob wakes him at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. You there?
yeah, I'm here. I'm just looking at my notes real quick.
Oh.
They talk about they also got tree mail that day
Oh
too
yeah.
about the immunity challenge, and it was like um, the clue was a taxidermied piranha,
Yeah.
like that, you know, that it was zooming on that. So I mean, at least giving them an idea of like, hey, something with piranhas is gonna be the next challenge. But yeah, the next morning, sunrises, they have to go to the immunity challenge. Um, this was interesting. This was an interesting, different type of challenge.
Yeah, the
Uh,
fishing.
they have an hour to catch as many fish as they can, uh, but also to be very wary because they are in a very high piranha-filled
Yeah.
area.
Do not die.
They would take a damn finger off. Like when they zoom in that piranha, that taxidermy piranha, you see the teeth. They're like, holy shit! It looks like a row, top row and bottom row of X-Acto knives that would just. Whoosh.
Yeah.
Um, but they get the immunity challenge. I mean, they get the immunity idol as well as they win out all the fish that they catch. So,
Yes.
I mean, hey, really good, really good. Boost the morale if you get this because not only do you have immunity, you're gonna be full. For
Men
the
are
guys, I mean, I don't even think this got brought up, but the good thing about this for the guys, if they win, they have that freezer.
facts.
They can put fish in that, and they last longer.
Yeah. Uh yeah, I didn't think about that actually.
Yeah, multi-purpose, long-term reward here is that freezer.
Facts. Uh The men don't come into this immunity challenge as cocky, arrogant as they have been.
Matthew, we had that monologue about him talking about fishing. He's catching fish left and right. Um, when we get to the end, Jabaru, they place their fish on the scale, but then and Tamaki does the same, and it's one of those where it's like the scale. It's like instead of just weighing them and knowing a number, it's which one's going to outweigh the other.
Yeah,
And Tamaki wins. The guys win very easily. They have a
yeah,
lot more fish.
handedly.
Shauna already feeling defeated, begging to go home. Um, Dina, still on that. Look, we're not letting you go. Uh, what do you think about this, Mike? Do you think, like, if you're playing and you've got somebody that's begging to go home, do you let them go? Because that's just, hey, here's an easy vote. We don't have to think about it. You want to go home? Go. You're gone. Or do you look at it more of like a Dina thing, like other people are relying on you for a number. You're a number at this point.
It depends on why they want to go home.
Yeah.
Because, like, if they're just not doing well and they're not physically, like, you can tell they're sick, their body's not taking to well, and, like, it could lead to a dire situation, then yes. If they're just, like, don't fuck with the game tomorrow, it's like, no, get over your fucking selves.
Yeah. And that which is exactly what this is with Shauna.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she's just done. They get to tribal council.
It was a very easy vote.
Yeah, I mean Jeff. He starts out by asking. He starts with Heidi about how do the women feel about losing to the men now twice. Um, they're surprised. She says they're surprised because they were so dominant for a while. They talk about Dina being in like a leadership role. Um, Dina's kind of talking about her responsibilities as like this elected leader that they've put into place.
Yeah.
But even though Shauna does receive 2 votes, which that's Joanna and Jean, that's not enough. But Joanna's voted out. She's gone. I mean, she's
She was pissing people off.
yeah. She's rubbing people the wrong way. Rubbing people the wrong way, big time. We keep as my again. I gotta buy a new case for my iPad because it doesn't hold it anymore. So it just almost bit the dust. We get to episode 5. Jean's upset. Jean is clearly upset that that was her friend, that was her ally in the game. Being older. She aired her frustrations and talked about how, in regards to like the work ethic and just the jobs around camp. But Jean misheard a conversation Dina had about Christy's initial struggle to fit in and took it personally.
That was some bullshit.
Yeah. Jenna, tried to appease Jean and express her appreciation for the hard work, but Dina remained locked in on Jean being the next target. Yeah,
And
Dina.
Shauna angry that she wasn't eliminated.
Oh, Shauna's pissed. Like Shauna's like, why wouldn't you just let me go? Why don't you let me go? We get over to the men's tribe. Alex hits himself with the machete.
That was scary.
Yeah, it's a minor injury, thankfully.
Yeah.
Because we've only had one med evac.
Yeah.
So
the fire
far.
situation.
So far. I'm gonna put that asterisk. So far.
I still can't get that fire situation out of my head.
No. Matt talks about how he's surprised that there's not been more close calls because none of them have experience using a freaking machete.
Yeah.
But you're in the Amazon. It's a necessity. If you want to walk through you have to be chopping the forest. Like,
But he's right. Like the fact that especially dumbass boys in their 20s haven't been, killing themselves.
yeah. Um, Jabaru and Tambaki receive tree mail to send their youngest member to the reward. So that means Jenna for the women and Dave
Dave.
for the men. Uh,
Former
Gene tries to pull the dumbest shit ever.
That pissed
She
me
was
off.
so salty.
Yeah.
It could mean young at heart, and like you get a confessional of
fuck
Jenna.
out of here.
Yeah, like no age, the number. Like
I thought Jenna was gonna smack her.
Should have. Like I'm about to turn 40, but I feel like I'm 90. Like my body feels like it's 90. I have the spirit of a kid, my actual age, and then how I feel. That's how.
That part. Yes.
So Jenna and Dave go. When they get this little in the forest, this little like tent, makeshift room. They get clean clothes and food, and they're talking about that. There's a shower, but to me, like I'm like they got like clean robes, and I'm like, take a shower first, then put on the clean clothes. But they're like putting on the robes and they're dirty, and I'm like, I'm over here like, it like we can talk in a second. Let me shower, get in clean clothes, and then we'll talk.
But the rocket scientist being all gawk-eyed over Jenna was really funny.
Because it was very much like this, like, I'm not looking, I'm gonna peek. I'm not looking, I'm gonna peek. Like, it was type of that. But you had I don't know if Dave talked about it, but not necessarily strategy, but it was strategy. You had Dave who was giving out a little information, but holding cards very close to the chest. Yeah. But then you had Jenna spilling her guts.
God, that was funny. I was like, Jenna, I love you. Like, I'm a big fan of your TNA work, but why are you doing this?
Like, she is literally giving out alliances, giving out strategy, who's closest to who, like.
And it fucking bit her in the ass with what?
It does. It does. Because laundry, of course I'm recording, there's my laundry, as always.
It's like an M. Night Shyamalan twist. It always happens.
It does. It does. Well, I mean, we run laundry daily. I mean, having 2 kids and just
that makes sense. Yeah.
But Jeff comes up, because they sleep there. They stay there that night. Jeff comes up the next morning, and talks about how youth is important. The young were important in the history of like the Amazonian tribes, and them being ambassadors of their tribes as the youngest tribe members. They now have to draft brand new tribes. And Jenna, from the second that was said, knows that she fucked up.
It's so great. Her face was amazing. She's
like, it was just like, shit. Like, and
Dave was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So Dave picks Heidi right away, separating her from Jenna. Because they go back and forth. Jenna selects Alex. Jenna then picks in order. Hers were Dina, Rob, Shauna, and Matt. Dave was Butch, Christy, Roger, and Jean. Jean was by default. Like, she was the last one. So they both return to their camp.
Jean around.
No. They return back to camp. They inform everybody of what is happening. Jenna tells her that Dave picks Heidi right away. They're heartbroken because they're gonna be separated from their besties.
That crying sequence of them hugging each other, saying goodbye, was a choice.
Yeah, Rob Sesternino being a mastermind. He's annoyed that Dave set him up with his closest allies and made it very clear that Alex, Matthew, and himself were not part of his very long term plans.
Yeah.
Um, when they finally switched and everything over at Tom McKee now,
Yana
Chris,
seems to be all good now.
who? Oh,
Shauna.
yes. Yeah, Shauna. Oh, there's men here now. She's all, and Dina points this out too. Was it Dina that points it out?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Dina.
Dina points it out. And Dina's not happy about this
No.
at all. Like, she was the top woman of this tribe.
Yeah.
So now that there's guys coming in, she's very much like, I'm gonna be talking down to. I'm not gonna be taking this seriously. Like, but I still think she's one of the strongest on that tribe. I mean, if not in this game.
Absolutely. Man or
But
woman, she is that girl.
Christy has something very different for her. Like, she informs the
I
new tribe members
love this.
about her being deaf. And when it gets to nighttime that night, they're very open about, is there light around people so Christy can see night and day
I
from what the women were doing.
I loved this for her. I
Yeah,
was so happy.
yeah, and she's happy about it too. Um, she says she fits in more better with these. Um, so let me get here.
And then they go right into the immunity challenge.
Yeah, the two tribes have to find the names of 5 pictured animals inside of a word search, then paddle around the small island to retrieve 5 flags with the matching images. Jabiru wins. Um, um, so that means that going into tribal, if you're just looking based along tribal lines, there'd be a 3-3 tie.
Yeah.
If you're doing old Tamaki versus old Jabiru, um, the
But
women seem very unsure about what to do with the vote, and they had little to go off.
and Heidi's literally being the middleman for both sides of the
Yeah,
tribe.
Dave approaches Heidi, and like, because even Heidi even says, "If you were in my shoes, what would you do?" And he's like, "I'd come with us."
And, let's kick out Gene.
And that's exactly what she did. She jumped over. It was a 4-2 vote. Now in this new tribe, the men have the advantage over this, like, numbers wise,
Yeah.
on the women here. Um, so Gene is gone. Sorry, Gene. Um, we get to the next episode. We're 2 weeks in here to the Amazon. Started night 15. Uh, Christy
They
seemed Christy seemed shocked.
Yeah. She was not part of the plan and she is upset.
Yeah, which sucks because that means you feel like you're on the bottom of everybody.
Yeah, and she was already feeling an outcast and yeah.
Roger, being Roger, talking down to women, being a
I
chauvinist, but he tries to explain it that, Gene possesses qualities that Butch already has, so there's no need to keep both of them. Um, and then Christy and Heidi brought assets to the tribe that were irreplaceable, right?
yeah.
Um,
Like I feel like he isn't wrong, but he definitely could have said it in a way better
well,
way.
Dave's upset because like that explanation was different than the one that the Tamaki men
Yeah.
had before tribal,
Yeah.
and that Gene was already a target at Jabiru, and that was just
Dave
the
needs to
reason.
realize sometimes you gotta lie like a motherfucker.
Uh,
Uh and
Roger
his
continues to be the male. He leaves Heidi and Christy with camp chores while the men go out and fish.
yeah. You have Shauna and Alex flirting like right away.
Yeah, because they're all about each other. Um, let's see.
Uh, the reward challenge for the food seasonings.
Yeah, it's a log rolling competition.
Yeah,
The first tribe to win. This is the one where like they're both on a log, right? And they have to roll the other one off.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We'll see this again. Um,
Tombaki wins.
yeah. Christy faced. Yeah, Christy faced off against Jenna. Christy wins it for her tribe. Um, they have a communal bath for like while they're talking about their loss. So of course all the young men are gawking at the young women. Well, even the old men are gawking at the young women.
Yeah,
Um, but I love Butch because he goes into coach mode and teacher mode and talks about there's only a handful of defining moments in life, um, and watching Christie's realization that she truly belonged to Tamaki in reaction to winning the reward is one of those moments that he'll never forget. So I'm like,
yeah,
I love you, Butch.
yeah. Sweet.
Rob is very aware that Alex is more interested in making friends than strategizing, and says it's stupid. He talks to Dina. This is where we get Rob Sesternino making an alliance with Dina.
Yeah,
Like, I need your help. You need my help. I'm an outcast. You're an outcast. Like, we can do some damage here. Um, let's see. They get their tree mail, and there's a very large bone in tree mail. And of course, there's their hint for the immunity challenge. Um,
this was an interesting immunity challenge.
very, but I mean, it fits. It
Yeah,
fits.
that I ain't gonna lie, that meat looked delicious. I
You
was
got
like,
you got big things of meat hanging from a chain. You got to have your hands tied behind your back,
and you have to
and
chop it off with your mouth.
you have to bite it, pull it, whatever, spit it into a bucket, and your whole tribe's doing this. And the heavier bucket wins.
See, I'm a fat ass. I would I would swallow the meat. Pause.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's a temptation on top of
Yeah,
if I eat a little bit, I get some protein, but I can't let anybody see me do that. But also, me not spitting in the bucket could be just the slight weight to lose immunity, and I could get kicked out, or somebody could get kicked out.
yeah.
Um,
The meat looked really delicious though. I was like, whoever cooked that was knew what they were doing.
uh, the new Jamboree wins. Um,
No,
or the new
Tamaki
Tamaki
won.
went.
Yeah,
Tamaki, yeah, the
Tamaki
new
won.
Tamaki wins. So we get to tribal council. Um, Jeff is really big about what do these new relationships look like. Like, there's men and women. Um, Dina's the one that brings up that there's a lot of sexual heat going on at camp. Like, she's not sugarcoating anything.
AKA Shauna flirts with every fucking guy she can.
Yep. She calls it a love shack. Well, you've got like Shauna
She flirts with
rubbing
Matt.
Alex's hair. Matt's laying on Shauna.
It is wild.
Yeah. Like, um,
She's trying to make these two boys jealous of each other, and it's
oh, yeah.
and she gets the axed for it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Like, I mean, she's gone. Like, sorry. Like,
We used you how we could.
and, but, and I think it throws Alex for a loop.
Yeah.
Alex was like, damn, I'm not going to get any in the jungle. Like,
Poor boy.
yeah, sorry, Alex. Like, go
Focus
home.
on the game, my man.
You can meet up with her later,
Eh,
like outside of the game, which probably has happened. Um,
Would not be shocked.
no. All right, let me pull up my next one, my next episode. This is the one I was waiting to get to talk to you about. All right, so we'll get to the historic moment of this episode when we get there. But Alex is sad about Shauna being voted out. Um, but Rob is like he's sad to see her go, but now he knows that Alex might be able to focus a little bit more on the strategy and the gameplay.
Yeah. They're
Uh,
finally unable to unlock the box.
hold on. Oh, before we get to that though. They're talking about if a merge takes place, the plan is to bring Heidi back into the Jabru Alliance and take out Dave. Is kind of the plan, and Alex
Yeah.
and Rob are on board with that. Rob, I mean, we talked about Rob knowing that he's not in Dave's long-term goal, so he's going to proactively give Dave the boot if he can.
Very smart play. Very smart play.
Yeah. So they get to open the box that they received on day one, a key that was in tree mail. Inside was a scroll of parchment paper informing the two tribes that they are about to merge, as well as a map to a small island on the river. They go meet Jeff, tells them to drop their yellow and blue buffs. They receive new red ones and a map to a brand new camp location. They're all pissed that they have to rebuild a shelter.
Pansies.
So we've made merge here, completely made merge. They get a feast as now starts becoming the tradition. You get the merge feast. They got burgers, hot dogs, chicken, beer.
And finally, everyone is already pissed at Roger, and I fucking love it.
Yes. The new tribe name is Jacare, which is Portuguese for alligator.
Yes.
Yes, because Roger's like, okay, he has some fun, and then he's like, we gotta get started on things.
Yeah.
Like he's the buzzkill. He's like, I mean, he's not necessarily wrong in this.
No.
Like, nighttime will get here soon. You need to go ahead and get a fire going. You need to get some type of shelter. There's more of you together now, so the shelter is big. But
it's the way he does it.
Yeah,
he talks.
He's bossing. Like he's bossing everybody around.
And Gina says, "Fuck you."
Pretty much. Like he becomes Dina's number one target real quick.
And then they go into the immunity challenge.
Well, Heidi and Jenna, they get back together with Dina because they were
close
with Shauna. They were a foursome. But now that Shauna's gone, it's just the three of them, and they try to say, "Hey, let's vote off Roger instead of Dave." Like, and they bring up a very good point. Like, they don't want him to get to jury because this is the last person you can vote out before getting to jury, because they say if he makes it to jury,
he's not going to let a woman win this
He's
game.
so chauvinistic, he's not going to, if there's a man and a female, he's just going to vote for the man regardless.
Yeah.
Which I could see that.
Oh, absolutely. That dude.
And a lot of people seem on board. A lot of people seem on board with the plan of getting rid of Roger.
Yeah.
Like, before we even get to the challenge. Before the challenge, though, you see the camp and there's beer cans and everybody's asleep. They're hungover. But Roger's already splitting firewood. Dina solidifies a final three alliance between her, Jenna, and Rob. It says that she's completely in control of the game. It feels like there's certain men in the group, namely Butch and Dave, that are going to be shaking in their boots Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Uh, all right, so let's get to the immunity challenge. All right, we've seen it before. We've seen it. We saw it where Australia. Yeah,
Yeah.
saw it in Australia. Um, you got a log, like you got a pillar. You just gotta stand there. You just gotta stand there. You gotta outlast everybody else. It's not hard. You stand there.
You
But
would be excited for this moment.
I'm excited. I'm ready for your reaction. Like when we got to this season, I was like, I'm surprised. Like I'm shocked you didn't text me and go, "What the hell? Like did I just see?" So of
I
course, Jeff, being Jeff, is like there's gonna be some temptations along the way. And here's the thing: Jenna did it to herself because she literally says, "I will get naked for some chocolate and peanut butter." And of course, Rob Sesternino is like, "Propes, get the woman some chocolate and peanut butter."
yeah.
Because
Every
he's
guy was like, "Hold up, what? What is it?"
so like, but there was nothing said about getting naked. She brings this up herself.
Jenna, yeah, she was one of the ones. Yeah, it happened, and
Yeah.
I was in complete shock.
It's not
I
even
was
like good chocolate and peanut butter. It's a
no,
scoop of peanut butter and a couple Oreos. They don't even look
yeah,
they look like knockoff Oreos.
yeah, no, they were definitely. I speaking of knockoff Oreos, I saw a picture the other day, and I think it was at Winco. Cream in betweens. Yeah,
That
wild
sounds
day,
horrible. What? Yeah,
wild
not
day.
yeah, yeah. By the way, I had the Oreo Reese's the other day.
So were they?
It tastes like a Reese's. It's got a little crunch, but it's not like you can taste like Oreo pieces. Like it looks like a Reese's cup. It's got like the white cream glaze on the top. Can't taste the glaze. You can tell there's some crunch that's supposed to be cookie, but you can't tell what kind of. It doesn't taste like an Oreo cookie. It just tastes like a Reese's that's got a crunch.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay then. But yeah,
Um.
so this was wild.
Yeah. And she ropes Heidi into it.
Yeah.
And like, of course, like you got Butch over here, who's the older married man. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. And you hear the younger guys. I'm looking. And you got Alex being like, yeah, like all right. Like,
That was my favorite part was the guys openly like, we're gonna fucking watch this.
so I feel like I've seen an interview. I don't remember if it was Jeff or it was Mark Burnett, who the main creator and producer of the show. He was still very. I don't know if he's still heavily involved. I know it's his show because he created
Yeah.
it. But I think still at this point he was heavily involved. So I want to say it was him, but it might have been Jeff. They did an interview at one point, and when this happens and they get naked, he's like, I had to yell quickly to my cameramen via headset because every
Get
single
away.
cameraman zoomed in here or down there, and there were no reactionary shots. So I had to be like, get the reactions, like zoom out of the private area and their breasts. But there was no that's why like the reactionary shots are so quick, like it boom boom, like you don't see a lot because the camera. I mean, they edited it together to make it look like it happened, but they didn't have a lot of shots to react to.
That was so good. That
So the cameramen were being
was,
disgust, like being invasive, and it's like,
well, when you don't know what's gonna happen, you like the brain automatically goes to, oh shit,
yeah.
this is going
So
down.
yes, so classic historic moment. Heidi and Jenna getting naked for chocolate and peanut butter. What were your thoughts in this moment?
Was well played because it got the guys distracted and it caused a few of them to quickly actually fall off right after it happened.
Yeah,
So it was like, okay, you're getting to the guys' heads, working on the hormones,
yeah,
and Jenna and Heidi probably knew they weren't going to win the immunity challenge. Like
yeah,
they weren't going to stand up there that long.
yeah.
So why not get a fucking reward out of it?
But yeah, I mean,
It was a well played game for those two to play on their bodies and get At least something other than fish and bad meat and bugs in their system.
With the other besides the getting naked, you had Roger who gave up immunity like 3 seconds in,
Yeah.
thinking he was fine. And then you get to
Yeah.
the end, and it's Dina and it's Christy, and there's like a plate of spaghetti and meatballs, and the first thing Christy says is garlic bread, and Jeff's like, no garlic bread, and she's like, no garlic bread, which I thought was hilarious. But they
I mean,
clearly,
garlic bread is amazing, so I don't blame her.
yeah, they play paper rock scissors to decide who wins, but they also are going to share the spaghetti and meatballs. Dina wins, so Dina is your first individual immunity winner.
Roger's karma.
Yeah, yeah, and because he was pissed. He
Yeah.
was pissed. Um, Roger thinks that all the men are from the original Tamaki Alliance are on board, and they're gonna vote
Yeah.
out the women.
Yeah, they hate his guts too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alex, Matthew, and Rob have aligned with Dina, Heidi, and Jenna, so they pull out a quick 7-3 vote. So I mean, it puts people like Dave and Butch on notice.
Yeah.
So bye, Roger. No jury for you. But yes, so the funny thing, the real funny thing was the name of that episode was Girls Gone Wilder.
That's hilarious. I
Yeah.
did not notice that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. All right. So last episode of this episode that we're going to do is this is what's going to lead up to the jury, start of the jury with this episode. So
Do you start this episode 8 with Rob being jealous of Matt showing off not only his smarts but his athletic skill to the women? Rob's jealousy of like being the nerdy frat boy is kind of funny.
Rob, I'm telling you, Rob is freaking genius. Like, I still hate that he didn't get brought back for season 50.
But yeah, no, he very much beginning of this episode shows off his jealousy towards the rocket scientist.
Yeah.
And this is the episode where Matt starts creeping everyone the fuck out.
This is where he's sharpening the knife.
Yeah. And he's talking about how he's going to use it, but he won't tell people how.
He worries me. He worries me. Hold up, my iPad is doing weird things. Oh yeah. So of course after tribal council, Dave is vulnerable as can be. Feels that way. Shocked that Roger was gone.
I don't know how you can be shocked with how he treated people.
True. Yeah. Matt sharpening the machete and doing it like it was a very like creepy way. It was like,
yeah, just staring at everyone as you're like, yeah, no, it was
with a slight smile and that wide-eyed look, like.
And he played on it too, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
He talked about how he was, a little nutty in the head, and he was purposely like.
I loved Rob Sesternino saying, "Why is he sharpening the machete? Why is he gonna murder us all in the forest? Like, what is happening right now?"
Yes. And Matt played on that with a few jokes, and I was just like, okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're serious or not, but that's a little weird, my boy.
Yeah, he's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We get to the reward challenge. They're divided into teams of 3. Very cool reward. They're on giant bungee cords, and they've got to dig through pull themselves on the bungee cords as far as they can go through mud to collect code flags. First team to get 5 flags that will move to the final round. The final round's the same challenge. The winning team member will compete, and they win a cold bath, a banana split, and a brownie sundae. Random ass reward.
Yeah, it was like three put together things. And
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Um, Dina, Alex, and Dave won the first round. Um, and then Dave won the final round. So Dave chose Dina to join him in the reward.
Yes.
I'm sure this was more of a I was on the bottom of the votes. I'm going to see if I can
So
get some information from somebody that clearly is on the top.
yeah,
Um, and Dina's like, all right, I'm going to eat ice cream and soak in a bath all day.
Huh?
Um, it was, Dave was lobbying Dina to keep him. She agreed to talk to her alliance about it, but she's pretty much like in confessionals being like, a little too late, but a little too little too late, man. Like,
yeah.
um, the immunity challenge, each castaway has a mask attached to 3 ropes on a suspended log. The cast members will be asked a series of questions about the Amazonian Brazilian culture. When a castaway answers a question correctly, they must cut through one of the ropes attached to their opponent's mask. Once all 3 of the castaways' ropes are cut, the log will smash the mask, eliminating the player. This was cool. This is what you're gonna. So I think I've brought this up before. This reward they will do again, but what I like about it is it's going to be the masks are going to be made to look like the returning player
Oh,
or like the player that's playing in the
yeah.
challenge. So like if they've got a beard, it's going to have a beard. Like if they've got a big beard, like if they've got a hat,
That's
they're going
hilarious.
yeah. So they're made to even though they're still those clay masks, they're made to look like the individual playing, which is really cool. And that's just something small aesthetic thing, which is funny to me. Um, let's see. Comes down to Heidi and Jenna, but Jenna wins. So women again, they dominated in the beginning, and they're dominating in the beginning of the merge here. We had Gina and
Facts.
Jenna win. Matthew's still kind of creeping out his tribe, um, but even though he seems a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Dave is voted out at tribal and becomes the first member of the jury. What do you think about this, Dave being gone so early?
I not shocked at all.
Really? When I first time I remember watching this, I remember being like, he's pretty charismatic. I expected him to get a little further.
Yeah, but just like, and I'm gonna correlate this with last night that happened on Big Brother.
Okay.
The charismatic nice guy
Yeah.
is usually gonna get eliminated because everyone else knows that they can't beat them on that final elimination.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a little sad about last night's Big Brother. A
Yeah.
little sad about that.
Sorry to Big Will.
From my hometown. So
Yeah, but it's like people are gonna realize, oh, he is well liked.
yeah.
We're not gonna beat him in that final vote.
No. 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 So yes, first member of the jury, Dave. Welcome, welcome. Go enjoy some food and a shower.
Yeah.
Break. But yeah, so that's where we're gonna stop it for today. Before we get out of here, Mike, let them know where they can find you, what you got going on, all those good things.
MJ Duplessis on all social media platforms. You can catch me Monday nights live for Netflix and Raw with Pro Wrestling Wizard Doug and the Ring Queen Michaela. Uh, I don't know when this is coming out, but we do have a couple early Raws happening. Uh, as give me 4 instead of 5. You can catch me on Cold TV, one of our sister channels. Well,
Yep.
cousins, whatever you want to call it. Where every other Thursday I host Learning the Ropes. Shout out to XOJ and B roll. And then sooner or later, I don't know, Queen's Court stuff is going to be happening. We, like here, have busy lives. So shout out to my brother Husky and my sister Bree, the Tribal Queen. And that's it.
You can find me, Dad Hat Wrestling, all social medias. I do what I can. I got a busy life, being dad and husband, and working my ass off all the time, and trying to run a channel. But I got good people helping me, uh, doing things. Trying to take time for myself to not do things. I'm trying to like get some light in here because sun's going in and out of the clouds. So I'm like, I keep watching myself be like, shadow, non-shadow, shadow, shadow. Um, but find me all social medias. Follow us, Survivor Reignited on TikTok. And yeah, we'll be back next time. And next time we will wrap up Survivor Amazon. We'll find out who the winner is and talk about the importance of this season because it's a big one. It's a big one. So for Mike, I'm Dad Hat. We'll see you next time.